Hi everyone! So it is really hot in San Francisco for San Francisco. It's actually not hot for people that get hot weather, but it's October and it's hot and it's weird and I feel all sticky and gross. However, that reminded me about the set that I got from Sephora pretty recently. It's the Sephora In the Glow kit. So this was $45 at Sephora. I believe it's still available online and it's definitely in stores because I've still seen a bunch of them. So I took out the insert that comes with it that keeps it all organized. Well, I mean, this is the insert. I took everything out of it, so now it's all just kind of jumbled in there. But I figured I'd go through it and talk about everything. So one of the things that's in this set that I actually already have is the Lorax Spotlight highlighter, but I actually really like this highlighter. It reminds me a lot of, what's that one called from the Balm? Mary Luminizer, I guess. This one is definitely more gold, whereas Mary Luminizer is more, white sounds wrong, but it's definitely more on the whiter end, and this is more on the goldish end. And this Spotlight highlighter is just so pretty because it can be very natural and you can really build it up if you want to. But it's just, it's very demure, you know, it's a wonderful highlighter that's just kind of barely there, and it's hard to overdo it, especially for people who have a skin tone like mine, like NC35. It just kind of blends into your skin tone because it has those beautiful golden undertones that don't make it look out of place. It really just looks like your skin is glowing, so that's really great. One of the other things that comes with this kit is the Tarte Flush, what are these called? Cheek stains. So it's small, but it has a really good amount. I feel like these actually last a long time, so you don't need a lot. I personally don't use a lot of cheek stains. I really prefer to work with powder, but these are really nice, and I always love the smell. It smells so fresh. It smells lemony. And the color here, it's called Flush, and it's a beautiful color for what's coming up, which is, you know, winter. So it kind of gives you that really pretty kind of just came out from the snow kind of look. So it's really, it's natural and it's not too much. So I really like that about Tarte, this Tarte Flush stain color. So another thing that comes with this set is actually Benefit High Beam. Mine looks weird because it's got like this area where it doesn't have anything, but so it's smaller than the usual that you get. I already have the full size. This one's smaller, but for some reason I like the applicator on this a lot better. I feel like the Benefit High Beam, the full size, has a much, kind of feels like a nail polish brush, so it kind of just tickles my face rather than really getting it where I want to go. This has a lot more bristles and it's firmer, so I actually like it a lot more. And I feel like if you haven't tried Benefit High Beam, it's a really great highlighter, but it's one of those things where it's either you love it or you hate it, because it is liquid and you do have to be careful and you do have to work with it, but once you get the outcome that you want, it might be something that you very much like. So that's it right there, and you can blend it out, and you know, obviously I let it dry a little too long, so it just looks like a big streak, but that's one of those things you kind of need to work with is, you know, it's liquid, but you have to work with it, and so some people hate it. I personally think it's one of those things where I never reach for it because I feel like liquid feels weird over my blush, and so I tend to go for more for powders, but High Beam is a really great highlighter. One of the things that came in here that I really wanted to try was the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil Hot Cocoa Bronzer. And this actually has hot cocoa in it, so it smells like chocolatey deliciousness. So I don't know how I feel about that yet, but it's a really great matte bronzer. There is no shimmer to it at all. And it's a great color for my skin tone, as you can see right there. It'd be great for contouring or just warming my face up in the winter when I feel like I've lost some of my summer color. I actually really like it. I think the only thing that I'm a little iffy on is the smell. But once you put it on, it's very, very minimal, honestly. The next thing that comes in here is actually from Bare Minerals. It's called Pure Radiance. And I'm not going to lie, I'm actually not a huge fan of Bare Minerals. I remember trying them out when they first came out, And the foundation actually made me, gave me an allergic reaction, and they kept saying how I was like anti-allergenic and all that jazz, and I never got the coverage I wanted, and then I broke out into this rash, and it was just terrible. However, I did try this, just to see if it would give me an allergic reaction as well, and it didn't, and it's actually very pretty. So like I said, it's called Pure Radiance, and what it is just this very pretty champagne gold, peachy toned prettiness. So I feel like I could use this as an eyeshadow and as a highlighter, and I think it's very complimentary to my skin tone. So that's a pretty heavy swatch. Obviously, you know, if I decided to do it all over my face to just kind of give me an all over glow, it would be more spread out, and it's just very pretty, and it fits in with my olive skin tone very well, which I'm a big fan of. The next thing that came in this collection was actually the Tarte blush. This one is called Splendor. So at first I was a little on the fence about this because it's actually very glittery. I don't know if you can see that on there. It's got a lot of glitter in there, so that made me worry. I don't mind sheen or shimmeriness. I don't like glitter though. So that was a bit of a problem for me. However, this actually, it doesn't translate as chunky glitter when you put it on. So that's the great part, is that it kind of looks more like a pink sheen of a blush. I don't quite know how I feel about the color just yet. I think I'm gonna have to try it on and see how I like it. As it is right now, I think it actually, I think it might be too cool for me, but we'll see, because it is more of a coral pink, so it might end up working on my skin tone. The next blush that comes in here is actually the Stila Convertible Blush. This one comes in Peony. These convertible blushes, what they're made to do is to kind of like meld into your skin tone to make this one fluttering color. I actually really liked this because I felt it was very natural looking. And so this is Peony right here. So it's very natural, and it's pretty nicely pigmented. I feel like I don't have to pick up a lot to get it to show up on my skin tone. So it's pretty nice. I feel like that looks like a very natural kind of flush. So I'd never tried these before, and I'm actually a pretty big fan of that. The next thing that comes in here is the Laguna bronzer. I've actually never tried the Laguna bronzer from NARS because I felt like it was a little too expensive for something that I didn't think I would use very often, but it was so great getting it in this set because it's small. It's much smaller. It's about the size of their eyeshadows, I think, and it just gives me a good opportunity to try it out. And what I noticed, sorry, looking for a clean finger, is that it's actually, you know, kind of complementary to my skin tone. I have the Irresistiblement or something like that, the Irresistible NARS bronzer color, which felt a little too orange for me, and I feel like this one is much browner and therefore a little bit more complementary to my skin tone. So I think this would be another one of those colors where it'd be great to just kind of like warm up my face a little bit. Maybe not so much for contouring because it's just not quite the right dark shade for me contouring wise, but I think it definitely would be for more fair-skinned people, so that would be something to check out. And the last thing that came with the set is actually the Laura Mercier Golden Mosaic. And this was one of the things that I was really excited to try because it's so pretty, and I don't usually buy Laura Mercier because I feel like it's a little bit expensive, but this is something that I'd been wanting to try, and again, it was so great to get it in this set to be able to try out all of these things that I was kind of interested in for 45 bucks, you know. So I'm just going to swirl it and swatch it that way. And when you do it that way, it ends up being this kind of like bronzy, kind of beautiful color. But of course, you know, you don't have to do it that way. You could maybe just pick two colors and see how that works out for you. And that's a little bit more gold than bronze if I just mix two. So it's really up to you how you want to use it, if you want to swirl it around or just kind of like pick two colors and go from there. Honestly, I think it's beautiful. This powder is very finely milled, and so it has great pigmentation in it, and it's easy to work with, and it blends well, and I really like this. I think this is one of those things that I'm going to be playing around with a lot and seeing how I can use it. And that's everything that comes with the set. So it was, for me, buying this was just kind of like novelty. I was like, ooh, a whole bunch of things for $45. That's so cool. And then it turned out that there were all these things that I'd been wanting to try. And these are the perfect size for that. And I think that these are things that I will get use out of. So it's worth my 45 bucks. So again, if you have a lot of these things, this isn't really worth it for you. If you have these full-size products, this isn't going to be as exciting for you. But if this is stuff you've been meaning to try, it's a really great value. I don't feel that anything is lacking, and just because it's a miniature size, it's not like they changed the formula for the smaller stuff. Like, everything seems to be very high quality, as it would be in the larger size. So that's it, actually. So hopefully my next video will be on those Stila lip glazes. I have a Tarina Tarantino eyeshadow palette that I bought, and I have a Sephora palette that I want to talk about as well. I forgot what it was called, like Animal Instinct or something. Whatever it is, I will talk about it and make a video of that for you guys. And tonight I actually will be posting swatches of the next MAC collection called Glamour Days. It's coming out on October 26th. I got swatches today and I'll be posting them on my blog tonight. So if you guys want to check that out, you can go, the link to my blog is in the description. You can go, you can sign up to my RSS feed so that you get an update when I post it if you want, or you can just check back later. It's up to you. And thank you for watching, and tell your friends, and hello new subscribers, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!